Hi guys, welcome back to CodeMonk. Today we are going to learn what is Node.js and how to write a basic Node.js program and run it. Basically, Node.js is a lightweight cross-platform JavaScript runtime or platform which is written in C, C++, and JavaScript, which allow us to run a JavaScript outside in the backend, that is outside browser, and the JavaScript execution in Node.js powered by the V8 JavaScript engine, uh, which is the same thing that powers Google Chrome browser. And Node.js is popularly known for its non-blocking, single-threaded and non-blocking asynchronous I/O performance, and it is a very good candidate for real-time systems like chatting applications, networking applications, and for data-intensive applications. And at the same time, Node.js is not a good candidate for applications that need more CPU. That means it is not good candidate for CPU-intensive tasks or multi-threading. Also, Node.js has a very big community of third-party modules. The npm is one of the very known and very popular package manager, and we know that the JavaScript ecosystem around the Node.js is very big, and that is also a plus point for its, and that is also the reason for its popularity. And the abundant of resource and the productivity makes Node.js as a first class citizen for many startups enterprise world. Yeah, now we will see how to write a basic program using Node.js. If you want to know how to install and manage multiple versions of Node.js, you can check our previous video. I have posted the link for it and description. You can check that. Before that, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends, which motivates me to do more videos like this. I will be creating a new folder to keep source code separately, to keep files separately. Node. I'm just opening this folder inside using VS Code. I'm going to create a new file, JavaScript file called hello.js. I will see how to write our first hello world program using Node.js. We all know that this is just a simple console.log. If you don't know JavaScript, you are new to JavaScript, you can learn JavaScript using Akshay Saini's Namaste JavaScript series. That is a good resource to learn JavaScript. You can get started from there. It's that simple. We can run it directly. We don't need any HTML or anything. We can run this code using node space hello.js. It's that simple, nothing new. You can simply run the JavaScript directly using Node. We don't anyhow we will see how to create a basic Node.js app. We are going to see how to write a basic API server using Node.js.
Node.js also provides some inbuilt modules, npm modules, that we can see it in the Node.js website. Documentation for it will be available in the Node.js website. The latest version of Node.js is 14, and the latest LTS version is 14. And you can see the documentation for it here. These are the built-in modules that are provided by Node.js runtime. Now we are going to use a built-in HTTP module to write our first API server. We'll see how to write also. Strict. Just import the HTTP server. Node.js by default uses common module format to import the modules. However, the recent versions of Node.js providing support for ES6 modules also. We will see that in another video. Now create the server. We just imported our HTTP module. Now create the server. Using http.create server. It will take a request handler or handler callback as a argument. And the callback has two parameters: request, response. And when we receive the request, the Node.js will call this function, request handler function. Node.js will automatically call this request handler function, and it will pass the incoming request as a request object, and we can response object will have methods to respond to the client. To respond to when we receive the request, we are going to send just simple hello world to the end user. For that we have a method, write method. Hello, and write like this, and write method, and we are going to listen. That's all. We just completed our request response logic. Just written our request response logic, and now we are going to listen. Start the server. Now we have to tell the server to listen on some specific port. You can pass any port that you need. And the second parameter is the second argument is a callback function, which will be called when the server starts successfully. That is optional. If you want, you can provide them. Now we will run and we'll see the output. you know how to run this node.js. And now server is up and running. We'll send you when we will send the request and see the output in the browser. Localhost 3000. Localhost 3000. Yeah, we send the request. Just keep loading. We didn't receive any response. We'll see why we didn't receive any response. We'll print something here and see. We will print something here and see whether it is getting printed or not. When we change the code, we have to rerun the server. We have to rerun the script again. Now we will not this again. Yeah, it prints the received request. The console is getting printed, but the issue is we are receiving the request, but we are not ending the response. This write method will simply write the response. It will not complete. We have to tell that it is completed. We just completed. We can tell the Node.js that we completed writing the response using response.end method, like this. Now again, just rerun the code and resend the request. Yeah, we just received the output. We just received the response from the server. You can see that. And so that it will appear in a new line. You have to rerun the. Don't forget to, when you change the code, don't forget to rerun the script. Yeah. Now we are receiving the response. It's that simple. It's a 10-line code that we can easily create. We can easily write a server, a simple HTTP server. Now we are going to explore some things, some useful properties in request object. First, have to rerun the code. Don't forget to restart the server. We'll see what is printed. This is a big object, large object. I think it is hard to see the properties. However, we can understand some things some useful things are available in this case, like headers. In the headers we have host name of the client. In the headers we have host, accept, and other request headers. If you can see our headers. You can check for more useful properties here by checking the documentation of request. You can get to know more properties, useful properties available in the request object. Yeah, here it is, client request. This is the class that is responsible to build the request object. You can see different parameters or events available in the request object, the headers object, and HTTP version, and the method, HTTP method, URL, and other properties. You can find more on this documentation. You can find more in the documentation. Now we'll see how to install. You can use the same way that we used a built-in node module. We can also install and use third-party modules available. Already discussed that we have a big community which maintains a lot of third-party packages. We already discussed Node.js have a lot of third-party node modules. We will see how to install a third-party module and use it in the Node.js. We have a tool called npm command, which help us to maintain dependencies. We know that however this is a simple project, simple Node.js server, API server. However, any real-time project will have a third-party dependencies to maintain in the application. We are going to see how to install third-party modules and maintain it. Node.js has a special file called package.json, which will be useful, which we can use to maintain the dependencies, project dependencies. npm init will initialize the Node.js project and the package.js file. npm init. This will help us to initialize the new Node.js project by initializing the package.json. You can answer for my first server. If you leave it empty, it will take the default value mentioned in the parentheses. Test nothing. We have created a package.json. The npm init, the npm tool generated the package.json. We have initialized the new Node.js project. Now we will see how to install third-party dependencies and use it. Now we will see how to install the popular Node.js framework, third-party JS framework, to write the APIs. You can see how to install this, like npm install express will install this. Npm install, or just I will do express, will install the express.js module. And now we can see we have dependencies key. Under that we have express dependency and its version mentioned along with that. And the new file also has been created, that is automatically created by npm, that is package.log.json, which will keep track of all the node modules sub dependencies of Express and its versions and its exact versions, so that it will be easier to reinstall the dependencies when you share the code and someone else reinstall the dependencies in your project. When you share the code, you don't need to share this node module. We forget to mention something like when we install the new external module or any third party node module, it will be stored inside this node modules folder. It will be this node modules folder will be automatically created and it will be stored inside node modules folder. You can now we are going to rewrite this server using Express.js. I am going to just replace this. We can just import the Express.js third party module, same as we can import same like how we imported the HTTP module before. Simple. Same as previous one, where we have to pass the port, we have to tell the server to listen which port, on which port it should listen, and we can have a callback, optional callback, which will be called when the server starts. Server dot, this is very easier to write to handle the request request get put post requests. We don't need to put any conditions or anything. We can simply write to handle the get request. We can simply write like this: server.get and path the handler. So I think you guys understand advantage of this. We don't need to put any conditions to differentiate between get, put, post request. We don't need to check any request object or anything. We can directly the Express will automatically route the request to the specified handler response. We don't need to use the write and end methods to send the data. We can directly using response.send method provided by Express.js to send the to write the response and to end it. We can use this method. That's all. Now we will run the code. See, server is running. Yeah, we are receiving the response. It's that simple, guys. It is easy to write the server using Express.js. Now, in the next video, we will see how to use this Express.js to write a simple CRUD. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe to stay up to date.